I don't actually know how it means to walk. I've got a sense of it, but walking doesn't have any kind of real connection for me. But I know exactly what it feels like to dance. My brother and I were very young. I was probably about 5. He actually said to me, if you have a disadvantage in life, you've only got 2 choices. You can go out and sit in the sun and let the world pass you by, or you can go out and be bloody good. Now, he actually used those words as a child. He was a phenomenal spirit. He was one of these people that, even today, if people talk about him, they'll tell you that how he touched his life, even if they just met him for a very short period of time. We started a printing and typesetting business together, and he pushed me to get involved in telesales. And so I phoned companies that were advertising for reps. And I would say to them, I can't actually go out and sell for you, but I can make appointments for your reps. So I did telesales at about age 15. At the moment, I've got 2 registered companies. I've got a P2I Limited, which is a marketing company. It was set up basically to act as a marketing vehicle to generate leads for clients, to generate leads for my other business, which is a training business. It's training from basic switchboard, client care, basic telephone manner, courses for secretaries, credit control, all the way through to call center, leadership, management. And then I act as the HR department for one specific company, and then also as HR support for a couple of other companies. People often say they would rather train in this atmosphere than the very stiff, very sort of formal, fancy hotel type of atmosphere. Here we can open windows, close windows, people go and sit outside if they're wanting to sit outside. So it does really lend itself to training. There are 9 women that earn an income from the efforts of the different companies which I'm involved with. There have been numerous awards over the years. I find it a little difficult talking about it, simply because I think there are so many people that are deserving of recognition, and there are only a limited number of awards. You take your average South African woman. They work incredibly long hours. They have to travel horrific distances. They have to get up at horrific hours in the morning. They aren't eating the right kind of foods. I mean, one can carry on for hours and hours. And who actually ever stops and says, this woman who is standing with her hands in water all day washing my dishes, what does she actually have to go through just to get through this day? I was brought up in the Christian faith. My parents, and for that I'm very grateful, my parents let us go to Sunday school. They were very involved in the church, but it was almost as though there was a piece of the puzzle always missing for me. It didn't always make sense to me, everything that was being said, and it didn't make sense to me that there were so many amazing people of faith that believed so many different things. Then I met Celia Beaumont. Celia was actually the HR manager of a company that I went and did a proposal for doing training. I had met with Celia and Charlie, and they'd given me Thief in the Night to read. And I didn't want to read this. They'd also given me Gleanings, but I didn't want anything to do with it. But because of my love for Celia, I opened Thief in the Night, and the first thing my eye fell on was the fact that the Blessed Beauty ascended in 1892. And for some weird reason, I believe it's just God's grace and mercy and his bounty, somehow that opened me up to read Thief in the Night. And so I started reading Thief in the Night on the 13th of June, and on the 14th of June, I started reading Gleanings, and instantaneously I recognized Baha'u'llah. And I knew that Baha'u'llah was Christ returned. And I knew that this had been what I'd been searching for my life. And I'm sorry, but unless you know, I came from a conservative background. I came from a background where you were told not to read things that were different from that which you were used to. The chances of me being given this bounty, it's just, it goes beyond comprehension. I have a disease which is called spinal muscular atrophy. In my case and my brother's case, the disease had onset in infancy. My brother and I were very young. I was probably about 5 when we heard a program medical file that said that if you had neuromuscular diseases, which is what spinal muscular atrophy is, you wouldn't live into your teens. If God wills it, I would have my 50th birthday at Yahamaha, the eve of Yahamaha next February.
Ranette, we all wish you many, many happy returns. We're all very happy to be here. We're very grateful for this occasion.
There's no words within me to say thank you for each one of you here. Each one of you here is very special and has added to my life. As some of you know, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in July last year, and it was very difficult few months with the chemo. My family and the people that work with me, like Anne and Martha that are here today, have gone through very difficult times. But through God's grace and mercy, I am in remission. Being in this position has made me have the privilege of reaching some incredible people. And I would for no reason want to change my life. If I was given the choice of what I've lived or another life, I would choose this life. I just want to say one aspect to you all to think about in the days and years ahead. Nothing positive happens easily. We have to also put effort in to make things happen. But when it comes to our relationship to God, it's actually very easy. We've just got to let go and let Him do everything. Thank you very much for the kindness of today. This is going to remain with me for a very long time. And I thank all of you.
As ye have faith, so shall your powers be. So shall your blessing be. As ye have faith, so shall your powers and blessing be. As ye have faith, so shall your powers and blessing be. This is the balance. This is the balance. This is the balance.
We've got to appreciate what we've got here. everything we experience here, every minute we have here, we need to be grateful for. We need to actually understand that we've been given so many bounties, that God's bounties are just flowing every single day.